They are the reigning world champions. They have the talent, the hunger, and the coaching. But what if the very thing that makes South African rugby powerful, its unrelenting intensity, is also what's slowly breaking it? That's the warning from former Springbok captain Bob Skinstad, who has just sounded the alarm. South African players are burning out, and it's already costing them titles at club level. And if something doesn't change soon, he fears it could also cost them their chance at a historic third consecutive Rugby World Cup win in 2027. In Skinstad's words, the schedule has become full-year rugby, with no real break since the 2023 World Cup triumph. If you look at the URC and the Champions Cup, we still haven't had the season off that we were supposed to get because we've turned our season upside down for the UK, he said. It was going to be summer UK rugby, but it's not summer UK rugby. It's turned into summer SA. Now we've got a full year schedule. We're playing rugby in every month of the year. And the results are already showing. Not a single South African team reached the knockout rounds of this season's Investec Champions Cup. The Challenge Cup? Also a blank. That leaves only Jake White's Bulls clinging to silverware hopes in the URC final against Leinster, in Dublin no less. So when people say, why can't they make it through in Champions Cup? I'd say it's down to pure game numbers. Something has to give eventually, and at the moment it's our backs in the biggest competition, which is the Champions Cup. You see that we weren't represented at all. We've been a little bit better in the URC, and it's not just about club trophies. Skinstad is looking ahead to 2027 and seeing warning signs. South Africa's elite players have barely had a week off. Since lifting the Webb Ellis Cup, the Springboks have been in action almost every month. June, July, August, September, November, and that's just the test window. Add the travel, the URC, the European Cups, and it becomes a non-stop grind. So, is he worried? I am, he answered plainly. Look, I've got great faith in Rassie Erasmus, and the fact that he doesn't care what anyone says, he's happy to put in 15 new guys in a rotational squad system, and he's done it better than any other coach. Skinstad referred to the Boks' ability to field two entirely different teams in back-to-back tests in 2024. One against New Zealand, the other against Wales, both of which performed admirably. For him, that's the proof of Erasmus's genius. He's continuously building as many players as possible in every position, and he plays the right player, not always the best player, the right player for the squad, more often than not. I think that that's going to stand us in good stead, but do I think we've got a pile-up of too many games? Yes, I do. Still, Skinstad is confident in one key factor, Rassie himself. Look, he said, we're never going to lack hunger going into any big tournament. It's not in our DNA. We'll absolutely go to Australia for the 2027 World Cup, determined to make history by winning 3 in a row. But we are very fortunate to have Rassie. Without him, I'd be a lot more concerned. He is the right man for the job because he's got an absolutely refined sense of what's most important for South Africa. And maybe that's why, despite all the concerns, Skinstad isn't too worried about the Boks' lighter mid-year test window. The July series includes 2 home games against Italy and 1 against Georgia, ranked 10th and 11th in the world respectively, plus a warm-up clash against the Barbarians in Cape Town on June 28th. There are no easy games in international rugby, and certainly Italy and Georgia are not teams to take lightly, he said. But yeah, it is lighter than an England, Ireland or France tour, and I do think that is good for the Springboks. Because, as Skinstad sees it, rest might just be the secret weapon for 2027. We need to get in little rest periods if we want to be really competitive in next year's Champions Cup, which will be important when it comes to making big selection decisions going forward. So here we are, an all-time great squad, a coaching mastermind, and a nation with World Cup ambition, all at risk of being undone by exhaustion. And now I want to hear from you. Are the Boks playing too much rugby, or is this just what it takes to stay on top? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Green and Gold Army News for the stories the other rugby channels won't tell you.